Out of the way. Move out of the way. You two. Here. Ouch. Dog golf. Hey, leave that alone. That's my ball. That's my tee shot. Leave that alone. Hey, hey, hey. You guys. Dog golf. I threw it right to you, Marley. Good morning, Jamie. How's vacation? I had to shut the whole company down now that you left. So, where's the sun? There we go. Daily dose of dog today because I took the dogs golfing. Because Kimmy has a friend in town, a teammate from South Africa. First time she's ever. Minky, she'll be on here. Say hi to everybody, Minky. So Minky flew here. Here's how Minky flew from South Africa to Lanai. A Delta flight from Johannesburg, South Africa to Atlanta in coach. 16 hours. Just shoot me. I could never do that. And then a layover. And then a 9-hour flight from Atlanta to Honolulu. And then she got to fly for the first time private, Honolulu to Lanai. Anyway, they're hiking Sweetheart Rock. We're on our way to Salt Lake City next week for our convention. But the subject this morning is friendship. And what I do every morning, my routine is I get up about 4:30 or 5 and I read until 6. Emails, articles, blogs, podcasts, whatever. And then I go do my hike. This morning I slept in till 5:30 and didn't do my hike. I'm golfing instead. But I'll get it all. I'll get the 10,000 steps in by the end of the day. But I read this article, which I'll post a link to in the comments, on friendship. This gal did she did an interview. She did, like, there was sort of a spontaneous idea. She wanted to interview how people become friends. And she interviewed a couple gals, and she was so inspired by what they said about how they developed their friendship that she did a whole project with it. And she interviewed 100 different sets of friends, some like 2 friends and some multiple groups of friends. And she wrote this whole thing, 7 aspects of developing friendship. And the reason why it spoke to me is I have a unique friendship circle. I'm not sure how it happened. I know a couple things that facilitated it, but my best friends are still kids I grew up with from 6th grade. So between 5th grade and 6th grade, we moved from the big cattle ranch to the big city. And I'm not friends with anybody that I went to, 1st grade through 5th grade with. I know a couple of them. I know where they are, but we don't stay in touch. But when I moved to the big city, Merced, California, I just started meeting these kids. And of course, it's a bigger city, and I lived closer to town when I moved to Merced. But these kids that I met in the 6th grade, like, I can think of a half a dozen right off the top of my head. They don't watch this. Well, one of them does, Dennis Wainwright. Every once in a while, he's on here. Speedy. So I've known Speedy since the 6th grade. In fact, he and I were in a band together at the talent show in 6th grade. And we've done everything together, from water skiing, snow skiing, golfing, riding motorcycles, partying, of course, as we did in Merced. So, but anyway, the unique situation is my best friends are still kids from grammar school, junior high, and high school. In fact, there's a group of us. I think there's about 8 or 10 on the email list. We email 4 or 5 times a day. And then there's a subgroup of about 4 of us that email, and we actually read those emails like 4, 5, 6 times a day. I mean, everything from, the basketball tournament to politics to, gossiping about each other, whatever, right? And, the format that keeps us together is not social media, it's email. And it's just this email group. And we send each other articles and pictures. And this morning, one of our buds, Mike Cullen, sent us a picture of him fly fishing up in Idaho. And one of the things that's unique about this group of people, and there's about, I'd say there's about 50, now it's probably closer to 100, probably 100 of us that went to high school together that see each other once or twice a year. For many years, it was a golf tournament that we held to put one of our fallen friends' sons through college. 25 years we did this golf tournament, and 100 of the best friends showed up every year for 3 days and played golf and raised money and sent the kids to college. And then we kept doing it for 10 years afterwards. And then about a dozen of us, sometimes up to 20 of us, got together at my home in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, every year for 9 days for 20 years. 20 years in a row. We called it Bud's Bash. They would ride motorcycles, they would drive, they would fly, they'd come and hang out at my house for a week. And then 4 or 5, 6 of us would get on our Harleys and we'd go to Sturgis, which is 1,000 miles away. So that'd be another 10 days every year for 20 years. Sturgis maybe 10 or 12 of those years. So I just noticed in terms of quality of life, whether it's your high school friends, college friends, your community friends, church friends, business friends, I encourage you to read this article that I'm going to post because it's the first time I've ever seen anything posted about friendship and how to nurture friendship and the value of friendship. And she really goes deep. I haven't lost the dogs, have I? No, they're still here. She really goes deep on the principles of developing friendship and the value of friendship. And I know a lot of people have family, and family is more important than friendship. And that's sweet. Excuse me if you have that. But even if you have it, I can't say enough about my friends. They just give me not as much as family, but they give me, pretty close second place to quality of life, friendship. So if any of you have unique friendship experiences, maybe systems that allow you to keep in touch, maybe it's social media, maybe it's something physical. One of the examples that she talks about in this article is these 2 guys for 7 years walked 30 minutes every day to meet each other and give each other a high five. So they lived 30 minutes apart. They walked 30 minutes to meet each other. So I guess they lived an hour apart. Every day for 7 years, they never missed a day. And all they did when they met each other is give each other a high five, maybe chat for a minute or two and turn around and walk home. And then one of them got Alzheimer's, dementia, and they had this particular routine, kind of a 3-step process to the high five. It was a slap, a click of the fingers, something else, and then a high five. And so the one friend went to visit the other one in the hospital when he has Alzheimer's, and he didn't remember the friend, and he didn't remember the high five, and didn't remember anything, right? For those of you that have been through that, it's a pretty strange way to go. But the one friend, he utilized the routine, the clap, the slap, the click of the fingers, and he got the other guy to spontaneously high five him, and they both cried. A lot of great stories like that. I'm sure you all have a lot of great stories about friendship. One of my, if you're doing the Bliss Life 10-day transformation series, which is a free audio series I send out, I'll put a link to it in the comments as well when I get done golfing. One of the principles in there talks about developing friendships and how valuable it is. And maybe no matter how old you are, maybe it's time for you to intentionally, assertively do something about developing friendships. So when you're in the hospital and can't remember anything, you've got somebody to high five.